Introducing Demi's Handsome. He got the hoes watching all around the block in the clean whip. I might swerve in that corner. Whoa, whoa. Coach Goober.
Ugh. Yes, sir. I ain't had too much room to extend the Y'all see me in the whip. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all saw the title. Y'all saw the thumbnail. Y'all got intrigued. So I'm going to let you know. It's your favorite whole sports journalist in the building. Did Boots steal Stanionis' body stone? Now, if y'all saw this pay-per-view, it was a very great performance. And shout outs to Stanionis. I'm not even going to clown him. I'm not going to put him down mangled up and beat up. You know, he had a very great performance. And actually, shame on the analysts. Before I say anything else, the goofy ass analysts, y'all go ahead and shoot me an application. I'll fill it up and I might pull up and talk behind the mic. Because whoever was talking about the mic, they was straight hating. They was mad they wasn't in there. They was hating on this nigga getting his shot. Y'all over here acting like he just got his ass beat and he ain't had nothing to do. He ain't had no business being in the ring with Boots. Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself, okay? It was a nice exchange. It was a nice scrapping. If you went to see that in a smokehouse or a spar day, y'all hating. But before I say anything else on this pay-per-view, you already know I'm gonna keep it true. You know the order of things on here. Y'all fire up that like and subscribe. I'm gonna fire up the good Blunt Lavrooski, add to the aroma in this hot box. I hope my neighbors ain't watching me right now because I am facing towards every apartment. And I know like 2 police officers live in the area. This is legal, YouTube. And it's a great way to end your day. Tasting delicious. Okay, back to business. We got the greatest PowerPoints on God's green earth. I'm going to let you know what I think about Jaron Boots Ennis. He's that nigga. He's Thanos. Jaron Thanos. Okay, Thanos Ennis. I'm over here. He's throwing uppercuts from hell. Stanionis is looking like the best attribute of his was his defense being so tight, so crisp, so smooth, impregnable. Stanionis just said it's okay. I'm gonna uppercut the shell. I'm gonna break that bitch and I'm gonna break him down. Hit straight to the body work. Had him sitting still. Then he went to up top. So it was some crazy work, and Stanionis was eating it. And his corner called the stoppage in the perfect way, perfect manner, perfect time. I felt like there was still another way for victory for him. But before I talk too much about the main event, let me do my job as a journalist and talk about the whole card. First up, we had, I might butcher these names, okay? Giasov. Shakram Giasov. This nigga's the truth. Talking about this last pay-per-view that I watched on the Zone, they're doing their thing about just bringing out new talents and new people that you want to watch with boxing. They're really the GOATs right now. Shakram Giasov is that nigga. Straight punches crazy. Reflexes like a cat. He could take a punch. The jab has, when you talk about no telegraph, when you talk about somebody looking like they teleporting on your TV screen, watch this man's boxing. If you have an issue, if you train boxers and you want to show somebody what no telegraphing it means, what it looks like, show them Giasov. This man doesn't telegraph shit. And if you have slow reflexes, he could finish your ass. The pop that he had on the punch, I'll have to give him KO of the night. He punched this man's spleen out his ass. Shit, I thought this was about to turn into a police activities video. Y'all was about to see nigga dip. KO of the night for him, okay? He cooked. Shout out to the Argentinian prospect dude, though. You had some heart. I thought you was finna take a dirt nap first round. You stuck it out to the fourth. So props to bro. Amari Jones, you ought to be ashamed of yourself too on this pay-per-view. They had a fucking lamb walking to the ring with you. They done got somebody's uncle. They got this 36-year-old, not the craziest career. He came out with the Walmart Hanes t-shirt. Music was playing off a on speaker. It wasn't looking good. Okay, and I feel like when they had this nigga come out, it said, what? Gold medalist? They got an Olympian in the ring with us. They got an Olympian. They're probably related, bro. And he like, I'm finna let my nephew just work my ass real quick. He done punched him in the body. He ain't do no 2 damage. So actually, let me change that. Props to Amari, because he could have fucked him up. He finished him pretty quick. I feel like he was surprised he finished him. Okay. But we got to get Amari with some better talent. Okay. That was kind of just you kind of just beat up the KFC manager. No distance to them, because they make money. I know they make money. But yeah, who you fighting, man? That was kind of wrong. Y'all just let him get beat up on. I'm glad that you finished him that quick, and it's just a body shot, and he left with a little dignity and not too much damage and hospital bills. But ultimately, gave him a canvas sandwich. New prospect at 150, and he could possibly still grow. It looks like he could grow into his frame a little bit. So I think he's a prospect. He got I can't say if he got the skills for real, because he went and did that so quick. But yeah. On to the next. Ray Ford rolled Thomas. Now, this was surprising. This is my performance of the night. This was a decision, but it went the distance. I know there was a lot of fucking finishes on this card, and this was the only card to go to the decision, but this is a good type of card if this is went decision. This is why I'm about to give it the score that it got. This motherfucker, he excelled every single aspect of his game. You watch his last fights, even if you watch his lost to Nick Ball, you can see that he's taking stuff from his fights. He's really implementing shit in his game. A lot of the forward punches that he had, they were so quick and so fast on TV. I could only imagine. It's like someone throwing rocks at you. The punches were just coming out of nowhere. So shout out to Ray Ford. Performance of the night. I think he deserves another big fight. You know, he has a Nick Ball on his resume. I can't really do a deep dive on it because there wasn't too much. But yeah, I think he puts himself on the map with that, and I'm definitely looking forward to his next fight. So y'all watch that if y'all didn't, because it was great boxing. I felt like Thomas almost turned into a punching bag in a couple of rounds. Like he just didn't have nothing for Ford's power. It probably like surprised him maybe. I'm not sure. But he also had great cardio. So obviously in shape. I'm looking forward to a good matchup for him in the future. This is what I'm going to give fight of the night. Boots is a bad man. He belted him. And I'm going to talk about Boots a little bit later in the fight. But like I was saying, he was taking some punches. He looked big in there, so he was eating them. He was going back and forth. He got comfortable. And Boots in Ultra Instinct mode, you might as well just bet the whole house on it when the fight is over. I feel like an asshole. I had my fucking lights on in these people's backyard this whole time. Fuck, bro. That kind of just killed my vibe for the video. I hate doing that. But I apologize if you're watching that video, if you're watching this. And thank you for subscribing to the True Review crew. I'm sorry if I woke you up as late. Back to the video, though. Boots was handing out a beatdown, but Stanionis was getting some work in, too. And I like that Boots was able to get around the guard that tight. That kind of makes me even more confident in his future matchups against fighters where I'd be like, okay, who can get off more work? Boots can produce. He can have a great work rate if you're there to get hit. So I love that. And he looked like he was in shape. All this talking about having to move up weight. And if you had any doubts, I think he should be at 147 for a while. If he wants to move up to 154, I think that's not a big deal because, I mean, no homo. You seen this nigga back and shoulders like he's big for the fucking division. He's 5'10", 5'11", whatever. So he's big at that weight. And it would make sense. Stanionis, he could bang with the best of them. I know he got finished in the first half of the fight is what casuals are going to see on the decision. But Stanionis is a great test, and I feel like that's how we know, okay, this is where you're at with the best of them. You went half the rounds. People are going to say you got whooped, but I think you took the punches well. You didn't look like you was getting your ass mollywopped. You was in there. So overall card, I give it 9 out of 10. Fight of the night main card. You can't complain. What's next for boxing? A lot of people are saying, I'm about to fucking pass out. Yeah, y'all see the drop top. Shout out Gucci Mane. A lot of people are saying, Boots and Norman, or that fight's probably not gonna happen. Woo. I'm not the one to keep up with everyday drama for real. I got enough drama in my fucking life. I think Giasov and Norman Jr. while Boots is probably handling something else, another matchup in the distance. I think that would be a great matchup. Winner of that fight, we know you're the real deal for real, for real. All, keeping it a buck. I would probably take Giasov. He's ranked lower, but me being for real, he deserves a belt. Crazy career, man, too. Rest in peace to his daughter. That's very tough. And I know that's a hard thing. I could not imagine. So Giasov versus Brian Norman, I think, is a good thing. More Amari coverage. That was his first time. I want to see him on some more cards. He's gonna pop out now. Raymond top 3. Him versus Foster will be a great matchup. I think he deserves someone in that realm of competition. And Boots looks unbelievable at 147. I think he fights Mario Barrios. He's coming off a draw on a big card, a lot of good attention. So I think that fight, winner of that, they get the publicity that they deserve for sure. But let me go ahead and review Boots. I gotta quiet the fuck down because I don't want to fucking wake anybody up. Let me close that shit actually. But Boots overall, 34-0 with 30 KOs. Mind you, a lot of y'all's favorite fighters don't even have 30 fights, okay? He's put 30 people on a Tempur-Pedic, okay? 34-0, IBF welterweight champ, best skills, everything. I'm sitting here looking at it, and I'm really just like, okay, he's fast. I'm writing them down. Fast, accurate, reflexes, smooth, creative, good defense, good chin, good cardio, and durability. I'm like, damn, okay, I feel like I'm glazing this motherfucker cooking. He just a pinnacle of boxing. I can't hate. You see the best fights. He has Hardin, Lipinets, Clayton. I'm sounding stupid saying all this shit. Y'all see the shit, okay? Next fight to be announced, like I said, I think he should take Mario Barrios, okay? Virgil Ortiz is a good one in Texas. But I kind of want to see Virgil Ortiz in Fundora. So Boots versus Mario Barrios in the meantime, and then Brian Norman Jr. I would love to see it. Enough with the drama. Overall career ranking. The True View crew, we came together, and I think a fair score for him is 8.4 out of 10. I can't. Oh my fucking gosh, bro. The hoes love me. God damn. 8.4 out of 10. Okay. I think this motherfucker is doing his thing. With where he's at currently in this career, I don't see him losing to anybody for real, for real. If he feels healthy in weight and he jumps up, he got the skills to not get touched. If you test him, he looks like he could take it. Pause. And he got the power and pop. Only imagine him getting stronger. And that was really the difference. His punches wore down Stanionis later in the rounds, and he got that finish. So this motherfucker is him. He's trim. I can't complain. We looking forward to seeing your fights over here on the True View side, Boots. So shout out to you. I'm looking forward to, hey, I don't give a fuck who you fight, to be honest. You're just an entertaining fight style. You versus Tio would be extreme, man. That would be insane of a matchup. You versus Ryan too. That's money making right there if that ever happens. So that's all I got today. Appreciate y'all watching the video this far. I got cotton mouth like a motherfucker. This blunt's doing this thing. But yeah, man, we gonna reach 1,000 subscribers before 2026. So I hope you join before we take off. Okay. Y'all let me know in the comments what matchup y'all want to see Boots in most, a realistic matchup. And how do y'all think it would go out? Speaking of going out, it's summertime. Y'all go have some fun. Y'all go love on somebody. Most importantly, show some love to the channel and share this to everyone you see. Everybody you get a number. Let them know, hey, you've heard of the realest nigga in sports journalism. Let them know I done touched down on YouTube. Y'all stay true.